Hello! Okay, hello everyone. Um, so beware of Google. Today I'm trying to do a video for Angie Om, and I wanted to look up some Amazon jungle edible food plants. But then when I typed in Amazon edibles, the old Google spat back marijuana. So we're not going to look into the delicious cannabis recipes, unfortunately. I'm just trying to find. See, this is coming up for Amazon.com, I think. I'm just trying to find the actual Amazon jungle food plants, and then we're going to delve into one specific plant. Now I know there's Garcinias and stuff, so we can also we can always default to one of the plants I already know will be up there in the Amazon. And I'm broadcasting out of Uruguay today. Now we already covered edible insects when I did the previous. This is a food plant teaching series video in the $30 Bandit 50 or $30 Bandit food plant teaching series, and I already did the last episode, a special with Bear Grylls from Man vs Wild on jungle edible foods, and we went into insects a little bit there, so I'm not going to go into the insects again. But let's have a look. Yeah, heart of palm is edible. We covered that last time too. So apparently smooth-leaved palms, smooth-trunked palms, they all have the center as being edible, and it's high in silica. So it's like your bone, and you notice when you cut it open, it looks like your bone too. So not sure about this link. It's not giving me too much specific. Here we go. White trillium is an edible and medicinal plant. People come from all over the world. This looks like chacruna. It's that same looking flower almost. White trillium is an edible and medicinal plant. People come from all over the world specifically to obtain it. It has been used in Native Americans since long ago. Has a big history. So the roots work wonderfully as an alternative medicine with great antiseptic, diuretic, ophthalmic, and antispasmodic properties. Let's look up this word. So it helps the eyes as well. White trillium. So ophthalmic means relating to the eyes and diseases. So it is in Georgia, Minnesota, Vancouver Island, British Columbia. Look at this. So there's an oil-rich body attached to the seed, and which is high in both lipids and oleic acid. And the oleic acid induces corpse-carrying behavior in ants, causing them to bring the seeds to their nesting sites, as if it were foods. As ants visit several colonies of the plant, they bring genetically variable seeds back to a single location. Interesting. so then it helps the germination. Chewing the flower is even said to cure snake bite, so that's good. Good to know stuff like that, and this is why I'm looking into this. I might be heading up into Brazil at some point this year to go live in the forest just for, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks or something. Kind of about 2 weeks or as long as I can without too much food, so I'll just be looking to eat plants. Foxglove, I remember this one. It's possible I shot a video on foxglove already, so I might not go into it. But it's a cardiovascular treatment, arterial sclerosis and hypertension. So there you go, and it's really effective, they're saying, so it sounds like you can feel it working. Oh, there's castor. So I'm not going to go into the castor oil. Cinchona. What's this one? So cinchona increases the appetite. It's normally recommended to those experiencing poor appetite. It helps regulate digestive juices and treats bloating and fullness. Furthermore, it works great in blood-related problems where vessel disorders occur like hemorrhoids. Okay, and varicose veins. So it's clearing out there. Seems like it does a bit of clearing, that herb. Nice. Let's see if we can learn more about this one. Let's have a look at WebMD, what WebMD says. So the medicinal uses, it's got quinine and antiarrhythmic quinidine. Let's just see what that is. So it's a type of bark. Oh, it's another one like cinnamon and pau d'arco. Nice. So cinchona or cinchona. Not sure how to pronounce it with a C. So a stereoisomer of quinine. Interesting, so not sure what's going on here. I don't want to read too far into this part here. Delayed potassium rectifier current, inward potassium rectifier current, slow inward calcium current. Quinidine also blocks the slowly inactivating tetrodotoxin sensitive Na current. Not sure what that's all about there. Side effects: increased blood levels of beta blockers, opioids, lidocaine. Oh, what's that? Is that like cocaine? Lidocaine. Wow, looks like something like cocaine. Look, lidocaine, also known as xylocaine and lignocaine, is a medication used to numb tissue. Just like when you take really good cocaine, it makes your face numb, doesn't it? So that's interesting. Lidocaine's in there. So you're going to get beta blockers, opioids, and some antidepressant qualities. So you might get thrombocytic reaction or thrombosis because it's sort of expanding the cardiovascular system. So you don't want to have too much because it can pump your blood around and give you like a thrombosis. Okay, interesting. So that's all in this bark. So it's definitely a medicine, and that differs from being like, say, a tonic. because you can take it, you can't take it as often. You have to be a bit more sparse with the use of a medicine plant instead of, say, a tonic plant. And this one seems a little bit more medicinal versus, say, cinnamon, canela. You probably just want to get some canela, cinnamon, and it's more tonic. And this is more of a medicine and specifically targeting sort of thing more. That's how I see medicines more. They kind of target a bit more. So yeah, we're seeing a lot of constipation, like cleansing and releasing, to do with cardiovascular system a lot. Even malaria and fever, maybe influenza. Okay, interesting. So there you go. I didn't know about that one. It's an interesting new plant to discover. So what are they saying here? They haven't said how it's used in this little passage. So it looks like it's a bark, and they use the bark. And orchids. Thousands of orchids, and I think they're the most widespread plant in the world. There's the most orchids of any plant in the world. How many plants are there in each type of plant? I don't know if they mean genus, species, or family. An orchid, I think, is a genus, isn't it? Not just a species. I'm not sure. Orchids are not a family, is it? Well, let's just look at orchid. And go through, see if we can... Oh, it is a family. Yeah, so it's a family. Oh, Orchidaceae is a family, so the orchids are a family. Okay. Lipstick tree. Well, there you go, Angie. You found your new... no need to get Botox, no need to buy Chanel number 55. You know, and all the lipsticks which are, you know, vivisecting animals to test on and stuff like that. No, I know lipsticks are not always used in vivisection, but you know what I mean, animal testing. So here's a good one. Maybe it works like lipstick. Let's find out. Yes, okay, so the tree is best known as the source of annatto, a natural orange-red condiment, also called achyte or bijol, obtained from the waxy areoles, so from these areoles there, that cover its seed. The ground seed are widely used in traditional dishes and Caribbean, such as cochinita pibil or pibil, chicken and achiote. So, okay, so they add the pigment to foods, sausages and stuff to make it seem more alive meat. Yes, that's right. When you eat meat, they even trick you into thinking that it's fresh. Traditional medicinal uses in India, used to treat various disorders. However, no clinical evaluation or validation or verification has been given. So if you want to look more into the Ayurvedic side of it, probably the Indian medicinal side of this plant, you can just visit this link here, number 7. So interesting. They use it for body painting as well. So that's interesting. So it's got some use in food as well, because if we go up, culinary uses, it's in food, used in food as well. So it's a food plant. It's not a medicinal. The lipstick tree. What's this one? So this is a type of cacao, is it? Theobroma. If you love chocolate, then you should not miss meeting this close relative. Yes, cacao. You must have heard of it. It's recognized as a plant for making chocolate. It grows all over the Amazon. I didn't recognize it though. So it is a cacao pod. These trees range in height between, because I'm used to that Ariba nationale that David Wolf showed us all. And are sometimes used for lumber. The wood. Yeah, so cacao is the highest iron food in the world. Yeah, see, I'm used to looking at that pod there. So this pod looks more like that. And there's another round version. Interesting. Didn't know that they came round like that either. Good little article here by BigTreeAdventureTours.com. And it's a blog on edible plants. Yeah, interesting stuff, hey? So, you know, this is part of meat replacement for me. Cacao is very high in iron, chromium, magnesium, all the metals like that, all those good alchemical metals. It doesn't have gold in it, I don't think. But so it's a bit of a good one for our immune system, and it's the highest iron food. So if you get anemia, if you have a lack of iron, I recommend people go, instead of the doctor's pills of iron, which seems rancid when you smell them, go on to things like cacao, parsley, because it's very thin-leafed, and so you actually absorb all the iron, and instead of, say, chard, but also chard. And if you're looking for, and you should go for foods across the board, so not just like a nut or a bean like this, or a seed. You'd also want to, say, go for a high iron food like raspberries or mulberries, like black mulberries, and get liquid iron. And then also from, you know, make juices, make smoothies, make drinks, and make stuff with aloe vera. Even rub aloe vera directly onto your hair if you're losing hair from anemia. So yeah, look at the background there, the background picture. Oh, I want to go into the forest, I love it. So yeah, there you go, interesting. I might even email these guys, keep that email there, and see how much their tour in the Amazon is and where it is in the Amazon. State of Para. So these guys, and that means these trees, were all in this state, I'm guessing. So we can get a geolocation on the trees as well. Well, that looks right up the top and at the river mouth of the Amazon. Nice. So that's the state of Pará, right at the river mouth of the great Amazon River. Wonder how much these guys' tours are. Amazing. Let's see. There's one more article here that I opened before. So, insect kebab. Here we go. Here's some just knowledge. Survive the jungle finding food. Besides water, the other thing you'll need to survive in the jungle is food. Now, in the last food special where I did Man vs. Wild Bear Grylls for Sandra Stearns, and that one I have not put on YouTube because it is too copyrighted. So I put that on Facebook and it didn't pick that copyright up from the soundtrack. And so, you know, we went through eating insects, but also water vines and places to get water out there. You can just cut these vines, and they're like a straw. When you release both ends of the vine, the capillaries release the water. So when you cut on one end of the vine, nothing happens, but you cut, you know, another meter up, and then it releases all the water, and you can actually get like half a litre of water out of like a metre of vine. So water is out there, if you know how to get it out in the jungles. So here's just some knowledge. You can follow these general rules when foraging for plants. Avoid plants with white or yellow berries. Don't eat mushrooms. Yeah, look, it's a whole area by itself, and it's not a plant. There's the fungi and then the plant kingdom, so they're two different sort of things. beings, like we humans are different to plants. Avoid plants with thorns. Well, you know, like we showed in that food plant teaching special, there was that bastard tree with the big thorns, and when you go underneath to the inner bark did contain an effective analgesic painkiller. So yeah, but these are general rules, you know. If it tastes bitter or soapy, spit it out. Same if it's, you know, white sap. Usually white sap's not good. It may be latex if you're in the Amazon jungle though. Latex-based, like good saps and antiseptic ones, like that go white in different colours. So steer clear of shiny leaves. Interesting. Never heard that one before. Stay away from plants with leaves in groups of 3. Huh. Stay away from plants with umbrella-shaped flowers. Well, that's umbrella-shaped is like Datura, and I have had Datura before. I don't think I ate it. Maybe I ate one or half, and it didn't do anything much. But I didn't end up making the brew. Maybe if I see the flowers down the road again this winter. I did sleep with them under my pillow, I think, and didn't do too much. It made me have a better sleep, though. It was a bit of an oregano. Avoid beans or plants with seeds inside a pod. Well, you know, that's interesting because cacao is that. Seeds inside a pod. Some people think we shouldn't eat cacao. Even though it's, you know, there's plenty of people out there saying we should eat cacao. There's also people saying because it's a seed, we shouldn't really be eating it because nature doesn't intend us to really eat the seeds. So anyway, milky or discoloured sap. Avoid anything with an almond smell because that's going to be not cadmium, but what is it? Not ammonia, not cadmium. That almond smell is the same thing that the giant centipedes have and stuff, and it's toxic, but I forgot what it represents. Something with a C, not cadmium. What's the other one with a C? I've forgotten. But the things with an almond smell, they represent that substance, that molecule with a C, and it's not cadmium, it's the other C word. That's a toxic thing in like seeds. So apparently, in our world, there's something like over 300,000 odd plants, and then there's 120,000, so almost half of those which are edible. So interesting. So this is a good article, Universal Edibility Test. To check whether a plant is edible, it involves steps like rubbing the plant on your skin, you know, if you get reactions, the lips, and holding it in your mouth or on your tongue, and just to see if you get spiciness, any sort of blurred vision, stuff like that, you know. If it's toxic, if it seems like it's having some crazy reaction with your body. Okay. So you can find mangoes and bananas everywhere, wild yams, and even sugarcane. Interesting. Coconuts are a good food source in the jungles, yes. More than 1,400 varieties are eaten regularly of insects. So a lot of insects are eaten out there. They're high in protein, like 70–80% protein. Steer clear of the brightly coloured insects, as a general rule. Avoid insects that are extremely pungent. Don't eat hairy critters or bugs that bite or sting. Worms, grubs, termites, they're very good, you know, very commonly eaten. Oh, looks like there might be another page. On fishing in the jungle. Yeah, a nice little spear you can make. So here's a good little article by howstuffworks.com on surviving in the jungle. Anyway, thanks for donating, Angie, and I hope you've learnt a bit like I have today. Some interesting plants there.